Hi folks, welcome back. How's it going? Today, a wee topic that's kind of cropped up over the last wee while for myself, and it probably affects you too. You know, you find, as I say, as we get older, we don't sort of rely too much on material things, you know, like a new car or a new bike or a musical instrument or whatever, because we've got these things, or some of us have got the things anyway, depending on how well off we are. But you know, I find if you don't strive for things anymore, like if you just say, I don't need this and I didn't want this and I didn't want that and I can't be bothered, you know, I'm finding these sort of things can lead to a wee bit of depression because you've nothing to aim for anymore, folks. And I know that's true because lately I was feeling that way myself. You know, I thought, well, if I didn't think about, you know, saving up for anything or, you know, going on a holiday or whatever, because I was just becoming to the point where I wasn't wanting to do any of these things, and I've got to admit it was getting me down. You know, I had nothing to strive for anymore. I had just sort of stuck in a wee rut sort of thing. I was sitting in a house reading books and, you know, sometimes not even interesting books, but I was getting thoroughly depressed because I had nothing to aim for. So more or less I thought to myself, I've got to do something about this. I'm going to save up for another car. Okay, I might not need another car, but the point is it keeps me aiming for something, you know. And I feel that's what it's all about, folks. You know, I might know at the end of the day get another car, but at least I've saved some money towards it, if you know what I mean. Or I've saved some money towards whatever I'm going to go for, like maybe a holiday or whatever. Because if you give up on things, folks, then, you know, that's kind of it. And, you know, even although you didn't fancy, you know, a lot of different things in life, we've still got to kind of aim for them, you know. Hard to explain, you know, if you're in a situation where you didn't sort of want anything, you know, you've maybe got yourself into a wee bit of depression. Now, I've not been in this wee place before, so I don't know where I'm going. It's another park I've just recently discovered, folks, and as I say, I'd imagine there'll be a few dog walkers about at this time in the morning. So we'll see where this takes us. I'm not actually sure, but it just might take me to a dead end. It's a nice morning, folks, again, and I think you know, that spurs you on as well to keep going, to keep going out on your bike, to keep doing things, because as I say, we can all get in a wee rut, we can all sort of fall back into a wee depression, and it's no good for you. And I know that because the last few weeks I was getting into that sort of boat myself. I just felt, well, I didn't really sort of need anything anymore, I didn't sort of want anything anymore. But if that's the case, then you'd as well been dead, folks, you know, because, as I say, the depression will start eating away at you. It was eating away at me, and I'm a right old sort of fankle this morning here in a wood yard, and I've got to admit that's not too far from my house, but I didn't ken where I am. And I think I can see some houses now, so it's not so bad. So folks, that's basically what I'm trying to get through the day. I think, folks, as human beings, we've always got to try to better ourselves, you know, and that stems from someone who's basically maybe just come to the country as an immigrant. Things weren't working out for them, and they've changed their life maybe for the better by coming over here, or for, you know, it's a sort of difficult one, because you didn't want to leave your homeland. You know, you've maybe got it quite good there. You've maybe got a good life there, a family there, a nice house or whatever, and you've got to uproot because of all sorts of problems with maybe wars or tensions in that particular place. And over here we resent people coming over and trying to better themselves, but it's human nature to want to better yourself, folks, you know. I look back to my own father, and he was an immigrant during the war, you know, and he came from Poland. I think I've mentioned this in the last video, and he's dead a long time ago now, but he didn't want to come here. You know, he had a good life on a farm in Poland with his family at that time, with his brothers and sisters, his father. I think his mother died early in life, so it was just his father and I think a stepmother and a massive family, and they didn't want to uproot and come to UK. And I don't think most of the immigrants here are here for a sort of jolly or to bleed the system. They want to better their life, because where they were, you know, they're likely to get shot at any moment and their life would be ended, folks, you know. So it's like us, you know, if we've got it all, we take things for granted, and we start looking for sort of other sort of ways to vent our anger on things that we're not happy with. So we vent our anger on people like immigrants that have not got nothing, you know. And so come on, as I say, if you're getting that angry way and that depressed way, you know, get yourself a purpose. Even if that means saving for a new car or a new bike or whatever you want, you've got to have something to strive for, because if you haven't, you go into a deep depression, folks. And I've seen that happening to me just a few weeks ago. I was sinking into a depression because I thought, well, you know, that's it. I didn't need anything. I didn't want anything. I didn't even want to go out on the bike anymore. I've done all that, you know. But you wake up the next day, it's another day, and you maybe think differently, folks, because in a way you've got to think differently. You can't think, oh, life's over at 67 or 52 or whatever. Life's not over, folks, till it's over. And believe me, that's the case, you know. And you could wake up the next day and win the lottery. You just don't know. I know that's a very far-fetched sort of thing, winning the lottery, apart from maybe a tenner now and again. But, you know, you never know. Life's got a way of changing. It's a way of changing you. It's a way to teach you as well. It's a new challenge every day, and it's no over, folks, till it's over, you know. So even if you get to 90, if you actually are lucky enough to get to 90, that is, you know, most people at that age, you find they're happy because they've never gave up in their 50s or their 60s or their 70s or their 80s. They kept going. They kept striving for things to get to that age. And I think we should take an example for that, folks. I've got myself in a housing scheme here, and I didn't even care where I am. I've never been down here before. And this is new to me, folks. So on that note, you have a good week, and we'll hopefully see you in the next video, folks, and you take care. Bye bye for now.